welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hey, how you doing? My name is Ash. I am a makeup artist, makeup lover, book lover, and today's video is sort of a get ready with me as I try out some new makeup because I went to Ulta when I shouldn't have. So I'm not gonna make this intro too long. I play with some new makeup. I give you my thoughts at the end. I won a giveaway for this palette, and that's what I used today for this look. I am so excited. I love how my makeup turned out, and if you want to see how I got this look, you're in the right place. Just keep on watching. Alright, so I have a few newish makeup items to try out, and I'm not having the best day today. I don't want to really get into it. I'm just gonna get started with the base. I'm gonna start by moisturizing. I do have some breakouts happening. It is what it is. Keeping my water going because hydration is important. Clip my bangs back. My hair's gonna look like a mess. It is what it is. I'm gonna start by moisturizing with the Elemis Pro-Collagen Marine Cream. I love this moisturizer. This is like my second or third tube of this, and these are like over $100. So I'm just gonna rub this in my skin and let it do its thing. If you can hear the wind, I apologize. We're hitting like storms in the Midwest because it's been warm, and the wind has just been incessant lately, and it's been quite annoying. So I'm going to let that sink in and move on to my brows. I'm going in with the Oma by Sharon C. This is the one and done 2-in-1 brow styler. I'm just going to brush up my brows and do a very light fill. Just what I like to do is a light fill, and then, you know, after the base is done, do the rest. Nothing new here, so I'm just going to quickly do this and I'll be right back. So after I fill them in, I just go back in with my spoolie just to brush the product through, and it looks messy, but it gets cleaned up. So typically now is where I would like to go in with my underpainting. I finally remembered what the term is, what I do. So I'm going to try a new product today. I got this from KVD Beauty. This is the Good Apple Bronze and Sculpt Balm Duo. I have it in the shade Fair. I'm very, very interested in this. One is more cool tone, one is more warm tone. I'm going to try and go in with the cooler side just to kind of chisel my face. I just have this brush from Moda Pro. I think it's going to be the best one that I have available right now. I'm just going to pick up a little bit with the brush and just lightly dab that on. Ow. I find that some contour creams really pull warm on me. Like this one looks a little warm, but I like it. Just gonna pick up a little bit more, really blend that in. Like, I like the shadow that it's giving. I do wish it was a little bit more cool tone, but I can live with it. I'm taking a little bit along my nose. I don't typically do this very well, but I still try. I'm going to leave it with just using it one side. I might go in once I put my base down and do the bronzer-y side. Haven't decided yet. I am, however, going to go in with a liquid blush at this point. This is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Peach Perfect shade. I think this shade will go well with the palette I'm using. So just a couple dots, and I'm just going to use the same brush. Why not? I really like these e.l.f. blushes. They are so pretty and so easy to use. I'm obsessed. They last pretty much all day on me. Typically, I do my makeup like early in the morning before going to work, and then like I don't like touch up my makeup or anything, and everything still looks nice and fresh and good after like 8+ hours into it. That's done. I have the new Anastasia Beauty Balm. This is the Serum Boosted Skin Tint. I have it in the shade 1, which was the lightest shade because pale. This is the packaging, very much like a deodorant. It has a little spinny thing here to twist it up. I did swatch this, and I think the shade will work for me. I don't know too much about this, okay? I just saw a new Anastasia base product, and I was like, yes, I need to try that. I'm gonna go in how I normally go in with stick foundation, but I'm gonna blend it out with a sponge. I feel with like how creamy this is, it's gonna work well with a sponge, but I think it'll also work well with a brush. I just feel a sponge today. Basically gonna go where I don't have the underpainting. Alright, and then just gonna take my sponge and start seeing what this does. I believe this is supposed to be light coverage, and slightly buildable. I don't think it's supposed to be anything super heavy on the skin because I do recall it being listed as more like skincare based, but like that blended out like nothing on my skin. But I like that. I've been more into like skin tints lately than foundations. I'm gonna try to blend a little bit more with a brush. This is from Elli Beauty. I think you might be able to get more like coverage with a brush. That's typically how it goes. A couple more swipes, same placement basically. I'm gonna do a little more here and just work this in with my brush. I do think I should have went in with a brush off the get-go, but I like sponges. It does work with a sponge, it's just a lot lighter coverage. My skin is textured and I don't like the way that the brush is kind of just emphasizing that, so I think brush, then go over it with the sponge and you'll get like the best of both worlds. But still, it doesn't feel heavy on the skin and I quite like the finish of it. It's like just luminous, and all I had on was my moisturizer. It's picking up on the dry patches on my forehead. That is my fault. I haven't taken the time to really exfoliate my skin lately because life. But yeah, going over it with the sponge and just kind of settling like any brush strokes or whatever, and I'm really liking how that's looking, except for the dryness on my forehead. But I think setting spray should help with that. And this is kind of what I have going on. I don't know if the camera is going to pick up the texture, but that is how the forehead's looking. I can deal with it. So far, not mad at it. I'm going to move on to concealer. I have the Milk Makeup Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealer. I finally used this after I bought it like months ago. And I finally pulled it out. I'm just going to do a little bit. And like, I don't have anything that's going to cover my little situation down here, so I'm just gonna let it do its own thing. And I don't know why I put the concealer on my lid, because I am gonna do an eyeshadow look, but that's looking pretty decent. I am going to set the concealer. I'm just gonna go in with my Anastasia setting powder. I am almost done with this. I'm gonna try to focus this just under my eyes, you know, where I put the concealer. I'm gonna try to not set the rest of my face, but I really hate not setting my face. So just a little powder. I'll brush away the excess. Skin doesn't feel too tacky. I lied. I'm going to do just a very, very, very light set with my Kiko Milano powder. I'm basically just going to use this as like a finishing powder. I'm going to wipe off the excess with it and then just very lightly set the rest of my face. Oh yeah, I was going to go in with this. Ooh, I think I still can. I'm going to risk it. So just going to take that same brush and then pick up just a little bit of the more bronzer. Just see how that plays on top. Ooh. Definitely very warm, but it's blending out very well on top of the Anastasia Balm and on powder. And I just keep moving along. I have a new powder bronzer. This is from NYX. This is the Buttermelt bronzer. I have it in the shade Buttercup, which is the lightest shade. I think that this will work for me. I'm just going to do a little bit of this. Ooh, the smell reminds me of the Physicians Butter Bronzer. That is the bronzer shade, and I did buy the brush. Did I need to do that? No, but I thought it was kind of cute. Ooh, that is very pigmented, very powdery. Oh my god. Kick off a lot of the excess and just stamp that right on top. Ooh. Okay, so without, with. What do you think? I think I went a little too heavy-handed, but I have a side mirror over here looking at myself. I like that. Is it gonna be my new favorite bronzer? Probably not, but it plays nicely. So I'm basically just setting the cream bronzer from KVD Beauty with this NYX one, and I like that combo. Hope you can see it on camera. That is all the powder kickback. That's crazy. Light hand with this. Go very light with it, otherwise you'll get way too much on your brush. I'm just gonna take my sponge and just dab over my cheeks just to kind of blend it in. I feel like I kind of got the cream a little bit too low on this side. Just rolling with it at this point. For blush, I'm gonna go in with Swirled from Colourpop just to do something. I know I put the peach down, but that is just more for longevity. If I wanted that color, I would put it on top again. I'll just go in with an angled brush from Luxby Aesthetic. Ooh, a little too much. Whatever. I love a good blushy look. This one is not new. I've had this in my collection for a while. Now the question is, what highlighter do I want to do? And while I figure that out, I'm going to go in and do my faux freckles. This is the Nabla freckle marker. Start off small. My nose is actually, you gotta be careful with my nose because I put my nose rings in the other day and they just hurt really bad and my nose kind of swelled up a little. So I took them out and the swelling has gone down, thankfully, but they were so sore, both nostrils. I honestly think it's the hoops that I have because I haven't bought new nose rings in years, maybe a decade. It's been a while and I kind of want to switch to studs because I haven't had studs since I first got my nose pierced. I think that might be fun to do. I've had a lot of suggestions to do the nose chain with the studs and like I've always thought that was pretty cute. I just have not found a good quality material because I have to have silver or gold or stainless steel. Otherwise nickel and bronze kind of mess with my skin. I think that's freckly enough for me. Just gonna go over with my sponge. Let's go super sparkly. This is Anastasia Snowflake. This is also a makeup item that I've had. Oh my god, have I had this since 2016? Might be 2018. So just gonna pour some into the cap and I gotta find brush. This is a Wet n Wild brush, so I tap. I do a lot of tapping because I don't want like too intense, but like this highlight is intense, but I don't want it to be like too intense, but like just intense enough. You can't tell me that's not stunning and very reminiscent of 2016. Alright, so I think this is a good stopping point for my face. I do have a new setting spray to try, so let's try that real quick. This is the new e.l.f. Powergrip Dewy Setting Spray. You shake it to activate it. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Milk Makeup Setting Spray, and it's dewy, and I love that. So let's give this a try. Ooh, fine mist. I like drench myself in this. Let's see, this is hydrating. It does have a scent. It kind of smells like, you know, like the Power Grip primer mixed with like modeling clay. If you smell that, that's kind of what it smells like to me. But my skin looks pretty good. My forehead looks better now that I sprayed the setting spray, which I knew would happen. Sometimes you can tell when like your skin is just too far gone. Nothing's gonna save it, and sometimes you just know a little setting spray can go a long way. I'm liking how everything is looking so far. So before I jump in and do my eyes, I'm going to pause and finish my brows. I'm very extra with my brows. I'm gonna go in with my NYX Lift and Snatch brow tint pen and then my Anastasia Dip Brow Gel in Caramel, and that's gonna finish off my brows. And then I can get started with the eyeshadow, which I have a palette that I'm very excited to use because I won it in a giveaway. My first makeup giveaway that I won. It's crazy. So give me a moment. I'll be right back. Brows are done. Base is pretty much done. I don't think I'm going to touch it up anymore. I don't know why I started recording and I wanted to clean up my desk first. So the palette that I have is the new palette from Medusa's Makeup. This is Medusa's Garden. This is the packaging. So Medusa's Makeup had a giveaway over on Instagram, and this was just a random giveaway that I decided to enter for once, and I won. And this palette is so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. I have no idea what I want to do, but now I need to zoom you in and let's just get started. I'm going to start by priming my eyes. I go in with my Anastasia eye primer for every look. This tube is almost done. That's sad, so I think I have one backup. I do not know what sort of look I want to go for, so I'm going to start with this middle shade Bloom, and I'm going to put that in my crease, and I'm probably going to put Mythos in, I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm thinking of Final Fantasy 16. I watched my husband play that, and was that the same name? I don't remember. Anyway, I'm gonna start with Bloom, and I probably will put Mythos on my brow bone. You know what? Let's just start with Mythos. Oh, and this does have a mirror. I love palettes that have a mirror. So I'm just gonna take a little Real Techniques brush. Ooh. Should probably take off the that so I can see better. That is a pretty shimmer. Now I've tried Medusa's makeup in the past. They sent me a couple of their products to try out. I think it was 2 years at this point because it was right before my dad passed away. I like the palette that I got that they sent me. It was the Electro palette, but it wasn't like the best like indie brand palette that I've tried, but they have since kind of like stepped up everything. I'm also putting that on my inner corner, and I've been really into them. I really like their hydro liners, and I'm so excited to play with this palette. So now I'm going to go in with a Mother Pro. This is a crease brush, and like I said, go in with Bloom here. It's a light pink shade. I'm just gonna brush this in my crease to start, just as a nice transition shade. I'm blending it pretty much all the way up to that shimmer shade I put down. It's a very nice muted shade, great for a transition shade, so I'm happy with that. I'm just going to take the same brush and I'm going to dip straight into the middle shade Enigma here. I'm going to pick that up with kind of just the tip of the brush. I'm going to put this, let's try to do like a halo eye today. I haven't done one in a while. So a little bit on the outside and on the inside. This is not the right brush for this. I'm gonna switch to a different brush. This is from Glamlight and Michaela, just a shaded brush like that. Still going in with Enigma. I'm just gonna use this brush to really get the halo going, or spotlight eye, we'll say. And this pink is building up very well, especially with a brush like this. Oh, it's so pretty. So if you don't know, I currently live in a suburb of Chicago. And Medusa's makeup is actually headquartered in Chicago. That's where they started their business. So it's nice that, you know, it's a brand that's like literally like 20 minutes away from me. So if in the future they ever want to work with me, short drive if you don't account for the traffic. I love that pink. I'm going to, just since I have this brush, I'm going to drag the pink a little bit. I'm going to try to mimic the top. That's what I'm going to try to do for the bottom. This will probably stain. Typically, like pinks and reds can stain around the eyes. It's not a big deal, you'll just look a little infected. I'm also going to kind of connect the top and just kind of do a C shape. Something else that I like to do when I do a look like this is kind of do almost like a butterfly effect, where this is going out and this is going slightly down, so it kind of makes like you start with a C and then it goes out and down, where it's like a butterfly wing. I'm just gonna blend out this front bit, almost take this all the way up to the front of the brow. I really want to play with this blue like in the center, but I don't know if that's too much. But like this green is so pretty. I might have to use that for another look. Let me know in the comments if you want to see a 2 looks video with this palette, because I would love to play with this more. I really just like how this looks right now, but I need a shimmer, so I'm gonna go in with the petal shade here, and I'm going to go in with the red shade also. This is Poppy. So I'm going to start with Poppy and just start pressing that right over the pink, slightly onto the lid, and going in with Petal right in the center and dragging that up and kind of blending it around. I will say that it's not the most intense shimmer. It's very like a subtle shimmer, but it's still really pretty. Same thing, just going in with that on the bottom. It's not really showing up the way that I want it to. Let me see if I can get it going with a brush. Now obviously you can use like a glitter glue to really make this work, but I don't feel like digging it out, so it is what it is. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Mythos, same brush, and just right in the center, just add a little bit of pizzazz. I think what's going to pull this look together is a little bit more blending up here, and then liner and mascara. I think I can pull it off without doing lashes. So I'm going to figure out a color for my waterline. I'll do my black liner, put on some mascara, figure out something with my lips and hair, and I'll be right back to show you the final look. Alright, and here is the finished look. I really love how this look came out. I love playing with pinks. Like, it's just, I love the way that looks on my skin tone. I love the way that it looks with my eyes and my hair. I love it. So I went in with my Seraphine Botanicals Liquid Kohl eyeliner. I did that for the wing, and then I did the dot with the Coven Graphix Inks liner from Colourpop and the Twilight collab. I tightlined with the tattoo pencil liner from KVD Beauty, just in the, you know, tightline. And then in my waterline I did a mix of LEJ Beauty Dolly, which is this beautiful pink, and in the center I did the extra frosting shade from Colourpop. For mascara, I did end up going with lashes. But I started with mascara. I mixed the Big Ego from Tarte and the Rare Beauty mascara. I don't know what this one is called off the top of my head, but I mixed these two together for my top and bottom lashes, and then I went in with my Elli Beauty Half Lash in the style Rexy. And then my lips are a combo of my absolute favorite lip liner, it's Ashton from Colourpop, and I went in with the e.l.f. Rose Envy Reviver Lip Oil thing, whatever this is called. Pretty combo. But let me give you my final thoughts on some of the new products that I tried. I really love how this makeup look came out. I do think that my base is looking pretty good as it's been sitting on my skin. It's actually just like looking better and better. So it's been on for about like an hour or so while I've been filming and all that jazz, and it looks really decent. I'm into that. That said, I do really like this beauty balm. For first impression, I will have to see how long it lasts on the skin. I really like it. It did, like I said, it looked a little dry on my forehead, but that is probably my fault because I'm dry. As for the KVD Beauty Good Apple Bronze and Sculpt Balm Duo thing, why do companies insist on having long names for products? I do not know. I do like this. I need to play around with it a little bit more. I do think I prefer the cooler sculpting side more than the bronzer side, but it's pretty. I think I'll get a lot of good use out of this in the summertime because I don't technically tan. Like, I can't tan, but I feel like maybe sometimes in the summer I'm just slightly less pale than what I am, and this tone would look better on me. I'm still pale. I avoid the sun. I like this. I do like this powder also, but it is very, very powdery. I want to try this on a separate day where I'm not trying this out to see how I like the performance of it. But over the top of the KVD Beauty, it worked very well. I like what's going on my cheek, and this brush is actually really good. I'm glad I have a new bronzer brush. And the last thing I tried was Medusa's Garden by Medusa's Makeup. This is a beautiful color story. I can't wait to play with this more. I really am intrigued with this blue and this green. I can't wait to play with this more, and I still can't believe that I won a giveaway. That like never happens to me. But that is everything. I'm pleasantly surprised with how my makeup came out. It's been a struggle today, not gonna lie, been a struggle, but I feel so much better, and I'm so glad that I took the time to just take time for myself and film and put on makeup, because this really is such a mood lifter for me. I think that covers everything. But if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. I like to see the thumbs up, no thumbs down. They make me sad. And if you want, you can subscribe. I really appreciate it. I am trying to put out as many videos as I can possibly do. You can also follow me on my other socials. I'm artistryxashh everywhere. And if you like book content, I am devouring bookishly on TikTok and Instagram because I love books, and I've only read 4 books this month so far, so I may not do a read and wrap up in May. Anyways, that's a different story. But once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.
Turn this life into something that you can never own.